Good afternoon. Welcome to the Golden Heart Luncheon. Today we'll be recognizing outstanding romance manuscripts, as well as people who contribute significantly to the romance genre. But first, we have a few announcements. To make sure all attendees have a safe, fun conference, please respect the RWA conference conduct and anti-harassment policy. The policy is posted on a sign in the conference space, as well as on the RWA website for your reference. Also, if you encounter a guide dog while at the conference, for the safety of its owner, do not distract the dog by making eye contact, talking to it, or petting it, or feeding it. Let's reach out, connect, and make everyone feel welcome at conference. Now, on to the volunteer prize drawing. Every day, RWA selects a lucky conference volunteer to win a free RWA 2019 registration. Today's winner is Cindy Rosebrook. Congratulations. The RWA staff will be in touch. Every year, RWA honors one special bookseller who provides outstanding service to romance readers and demonstrates notable support of romance authors and the romance genre. This year, RWA recognizes Crystal Perkins. Crystal Perkins worked for Borders and Barnes & Noble and currently consults with both the Writer's Block in Las Vegas and Lil Book Bug in Lancaster, California. She also volunteers with the Las Vegas Book Festival, where she created the young adult programming. She's expanded to coordinate all genre and middle grade programming, as well as an evening romance event for the festival. It's my pleasure to present the 2018 RWA Steffi Walker Bookseller of the Year Award to Crystal Perkins.
I just want to say a quick thank you to RWA and to all of the publicists I've worked with over the years, all the different editors who I've worked with and seen, and of course to all of you authors who write these great books that inspire us all and give us a chance to sell them so we fall in love with them. And over the decade that I've worked in bookstores, I've seen lots of changes, and I'm really happy to see the diversity that we have now in both gender and in all different cultures. So again, thank you, and I couldn't be prouder to receive this from the RWA.
The RWA Kathy Lintz Librarian of the Year is awarded annually to a librarian who demonstrates outstanding support of romance authors and the romance genre. This year, RWA recognizes Fran Strober-Cassano. Fran Strober-Cassano is an adult reference library dedicated to all that is romance and erotic genre fiction for the North Belmore Public Library in North Belmore, New York. She is also an advocate of libraries and for genre collection development on the state and local levels. Franny is a contributor at Library Journal's Express Reviews and has been a contributor at Scandalicious Book Reviews. It is my pleasure to present the 2018 RWA Kathy Lintz Librarian of the Year Award to Fran Strober-Cassano.
Thank you, everyone. Oh my gosh, there's so many people to thank. Thank you to the RWA board. Thank you to all you RWA members. I am beyond humbled and moved to receive this award. It's what an incredible honor. Your stories mean a lot of things to a lot of people, and these stories matter. The way you craft your HEA matters. The HEA for all, every all. It matters. And to have the privilege to share just a piece of that has been the greatest joy of my career and my life. I get to put your books in readers' hands, and it is my heart to do that. My community in North Belmore inspires me every day, and all of you stand on my shelves together like our communities, standing together, growing together, doing better together, healing together, laughing together, loving together, stronger together. You are a community of phenomenally talented and generous people, and I will advocate your HEA every day the way I advocate for my community's access to information, physical and digital collections, services, and beyond. I'm a little local public librarian, and you are all celebrating that. You celebrate all of the librarians doing that same role in our communities, and it is a great honor and a great feeling. Thank you all so, so much for this. I love you all.
With the Vivian Stevens Industry Award, RWA honors one or more professionals in the romance publishing industry who has contributed to the genre or to RWA in a significant and/or continuing manner. This year, RWA honors Pamela Jaffe of Avon Books. Pamela is the Senior Director of Publicity and Brand Management for both Avon Books and Voyager. For more than 20 years, Pam has worked to create more opportunity for romance and its authors, and to elevate discussion about the genre among mainstream media, booksellers, and the reading public. She spearheaded the launch of Avon's KissCon event platform and convinced major literary festivals to embrace romance programming, has worked with independent bookstores to increase adoption of romance fiction, and speaks widely at regional trade shows and conferences to promote the genre and its hugely talented author base. I'm honored to present the 2018 Vivian Stevens Award to Pamela Jaffe.
Okay, just wow. I can't tell you what this means. The Vivian Stevens usually goes to agents, goes to editors, it goes to heads of industry, to publishers, it goes to our most beloved members of romance media. As I'm sitting here and I'm accepting this, and I'm accepting it on behalf of every publicist and marketer in this room, I want to thank the RWA. I want to thank my publisher. I want to thank all of my authors. You've handed this over to a representative of the people who work behind the scenes to promote the genre, raise awareness, and more personally connect authors to their readers. My job is to work directly, most of the time, with the media. The media landscape has changed so much in 20 years. Heck, the media landscape has changed so much in the past 2 years. It's amazing. All working together, all of us, we have elevated the discussion. It's your words that have convinced more and more media to give us the positive coverage that our genre deserves. Each of you has such a story to tell, your own deeply personal, transcendent tale that will inspire and empower others. And I have to say, now more than ever, the world needs to hear what romance has to say. And just looking in this crowd, I see an awful lot of publicists, and we cannot wait to get out there and tell your story. Love wins. Thank you so very much.
And now, on to the Golden Heart Awards. Please welcome our emcee, Rita Award winner and New York Times bestselling author, Pintip Dunn.
Thank you so much to RWA, the board, and the staff for inviting me to host today. I'm so thrilled to be here. 6 years ago, I sat in a chair very much like the one you're sitting on now, wearing my heart on the sequins of my silver floor-length gown. It was my first Golden Heart final, my first RWA conference. Every published author was a celebrity to me, and I was completely starstruck when Nora Roberts offered me a glass of champagne at her cocktail party, and Kristen Higgins complimented me on my dress. I barely slept that week because of the new people I met, because of the vast knowledge I gained. But I wasn't the least bit tired as I sat in that chair. Instead, my pulse beat like I was sprinting in my 4-inch heels. Not because I thought I would win, spoiler alert, I didn't, but because I felt like I was on the brink. After over 10 years of pouring my soul into my writing, I was finally on the cusp of realizing my lifelong dream of publishing a novel. Or so I thought. I didn't know then that I was about to go on submission for 2 long years with 3 different novels. I didn't know I still had to get through 50 more devastating, soul-crushing no's before I received my first yes. I didn't know how closely I would come to giving up, to conclude that I just didn't have what it takes to write a story that people would want to read. Of course, I also didn't know that 4 years later, my Golden Heart final that year, Forget Tomorrow, would win the Rita for Best First Book. I also didn't know that shortly after that, it would hit the New York Times bestseller list. All I knew at that moment, sitting in that chair, was that I no longer had to do this alone. Let me repeat that because it was such a revelation to me. I no longer had to do this alone. Before I joined RWA the year before, I wrote largely by myself. I didn't have critique partners. I barely even knew any other writers, much less have any writing friends. That began to change when I joined my local chapter, the Washington Romance Writers. And it really changed when I finaled in the Golden Heart. This contest has done so much for me, both in external measurable outcomes, as well as the internal, harder to quantify ones. I credit RWA and the Golden Heart with the beginning of my career. I met my agent, Beth Miller, through a local RWA contest, and my double Golden Heart final in 2014 led directly to my first publishing contracts. My editor, Liz Peltier from Entangled, read one of my manuscripts and made me an offer within 72 hours, in part because I was a Golden Heart finalist. This book is now called Star-Crossed and is releasing in October of this year. My other editor, Mercedes Fernandez from Kensington, was the Golden Heart judge for my second finaling manuscript. That book is now titled The Darkest Lie, and it was published in 2016. I will forever be grateful to RWA for opening these doors, but I'm even more thankful for the relationships the Golden Heart has given me. This contest introduced me to a group of women who share the fire that makes you wake up 2 hours early and forget to eat lunch just so you can finish that book. Who intrinsically get how a single rejection can make you binge watch an entire Netflix show just to get back to equilibrium. Who are the epitome of courage, because whether it's your first time entering a contest or your 50th, it takes nothing short of sheer bravery to put your work out there to be judged, final or no final. The Golden Heart connected me with some of the savviest business people I've ever met, as well as the most generous and supportive friends. In fact, I met my very best friends through this contest. Some of them were my co-finalists, or my so-called competitors. That term never felt appropriate to me, however. In the days leading up to the award ceremony, friends and family would wish me luck or say they hoped I would win. Thanks, I would respond, because such well wishes felt beside the point. I would try to explain that the Golden Heart was not about winning. Finaling in this contest is the true prize. I'm not the first to voice this sentiment, and I won't be the last. In fact, I'd bet that the majority of Golden Heart finalists agrees with me, which is a testament to the power of this community. Some of my best friends are also finalists from other years. This is the special thing about the Golden Heart, the fact that it connected me with not only the finalists from my class, but also with the extensive network of women and men who have participated in this contest before and after me. Past finalists would reach out to say congratulations. I would meet future finalists at conferences, and we would hit it off because of our shared experience. The Golden Heart is more than just a contest. It's more than just a network. We are a family, and I couldn't be any happier to welcome this year's finalists, the Persisters, into it. But you don't need to be a Golden Heart finalist to be part of the amazing and vibrant community that makes up RWA. But by introducing me to a sizable group of people all at once, this contest jump-started my entrance into this world. It turned an organization that might be large and overwhelming into a home that is intimate and accessible. We're in this together, every person in this room. We want the same thing, to share our stories with the world, to fling our words out into the universe and hope that somebody, somewhere, recognizes us, sees us. We want to take a little piece of who we are and put it out there so that we can try to make sense of what it means to be human, so that we can figure out our purpose in this life. I'm so glad that we're all here together today. And now, without further ado, it is my distinct honor to introduce you to this year's Golden Heart finalists. In my mind and my heart, you're all winners. Now it's time to present the 2018 Golden Heart Awards. The finalists for the Golden Heart in Contemporary Romance are Beauty and the Blackmail by Jessa Gwynn, Caught on Film by Ariana James, Duet by Gwen Jackson. Fighter by Sarah Morgenthaler. A Hope to Build On by Josie Telfer. How to Reset a Broken Heart by Amy Catherine Jones. The Instant Family Algorithm by Cheryl Ford. North Star by Catherine Olson. Played by Melanie Edmonds. Throne by Ariana James. Well Played by Alexandria Bellafleur. And the Golden Heart for Contemporary Romance goes to Throne by Ariana James.
Okay, was not expecting that. All right, let's try to, didn't write a speech. Learn from my lesson, don't waste time. Okay, whew. First and foremost, I have to thank my mom, because when I declared at the age of 12 that I would never again read anything other than a romance novel, she said, okay. And when I declared a little bit later that I wanted to write romance novels, she said, okay, do you know how to do that? You should probably learn how to do that first. But she never said that there was anything I couldn't do or couldn't be. So, for all the moms in the room, thank you for giving that to your children. I have to thank my crit partner, the incomparable Elle Keen. She manages to be cheerleader, champion, butt kicker, everything that you need in a crit partner, while also not beating me up. She, kicks my butt softly. My other crit partner, Monique Headley, thank you for giving me feedback from the hospital. When I was in a panic and going, everyone thinks my hero's a jerk, what do I do? Thank you to my agent, Rebecca Strauss, who never, ever gives up on me, even when I'm like, you're gonna fire me now, right? Because you just are. And she's like, what are you talking about? Stop that. To the dragonflies, the mermaids, and the persisters. As Pintip said, the Golden Heart gives you more than what can be measured, more than what can be quantified, more than what can fit in a spreadsheet. It has given me all of you, and that is a gift that I will carry with me forever. To my not quite home anymore chapter, Desert Rose, that supported me every step of the way. Everyone answered questions. Everyone was always open and welcoming. And to my new home, Central Ohio Fiction Writers, who welcomed me with open arms at my very first meeting last Saturday. To all the judges of the Golden Heart and every contest I've ever entered this in, your feedback made me better. It made this manuscript better, and I wouldn't be here without you, quite literally. To RWA, thank you for everything that you have given us, the education, the opportunity of this contest, for always having our backs and always helping us strive to be what we want to be. And last but certainly not least, I have to thank my husband, Doug, who, well, I'll make him watch this when I get home because he's at work right now. But no matter what I do, he's always supportive. And when he comes home and there's a pile of dishes or a pile of laundry and the dog and I are just on the couch and my hair's in a ponytail and I'm in my pajamas, he goes, "So did you have a good writing day?" And that's about it. And if I give him the look, he goes, "Do you want some cookies?" But he is the happy ending I never saw coming, and he is the love of my life. So thank you to him as well, and thank you to everyone here.
The contemporary romance short Golden Heart finalists are The Billionaire Stand-in's Wife by Meredith Clark, Coal for Christmas by Janet Ray Stevens, Falling for the Best Man by Jamie Dallas, Out of the Shadows by D. Murphy Ryan, Somebody Like You by Marty Mayberry, Space Junk Houston, We Have a Hottie by Sarah L. Hudson, Watching by Barbara Campbell, and the Golden Heart for contemporary romance short goes to Coal for Christmas by Janet Ray Stevens.
I may seriously plots here. Okay. First off, I have to also thank my mother. She defined the term voracious reader, and she loves genre fiction. I'm not exaggerating when I say she read a book a day. No coincidence that Borders went out of business a week after she died. She instilled my love of reading. Okay, here I go. And my love of words. She never doubted I'd achieve my dream to grow up to be a writer. There's a whole lot of people I have need to thank, and I'm not going to go into them all right now, but just a few. Thanks to my family, my husband Ray, who keeps me in the style to which I've become accustomed, and my two sons, who totally understand that when mommy's in her writing cave, do not disturb. And there's a lot of other people I would love to thank, my persisters, and the rebels, Christine Gunderson, Marissa Doyle, Robin Gianna, Lee Kirk, Corey Deo, Lizzie Shane, Alexa Rowan, and Barbara Wallace especially, of whom I am no longer envious nor jealous. Thank you also to the RWA for sponsoring the Golden Heart, a contest that has challenged me to work my hardest to be my best. And finally, a big thank you to the contest judges, those who judge the Golden Heart, and all of you who give your time, talent, and energy to judging chapter contests. If not for your feedback and direction, Coal for Christmas would still be a cute title and two characters searching for a GMC, a coherent plotline, and a happily ever after. Thank you very much.
The finalists for the Golden Heart in historical romance are The Art of the Scandal by Suzanne Turner, The Duke's Seduction by Masha Levinson, The Duke of Charlotte Street by Scarlett Peckham, The Earl I Ruined by Scarlett Peckham. A Featured Affair by Kate Belly. The Rakes by Scarlett Peckham. Remember Texas by Laura Connor Kestner. An Unloved Earl by Eileen Emerson. The Golden Heart for Historical Romance goes to The Duke of Charlotte Street by Scarlett Peckham.
Hi, guys. I wrote a little speech, but it's really small, so I don't know if, well, I'll try. Okay. So I had 3 books final in the Golden Heart this year, as you just inferred. And 2 are sexy angst fests about a Georgian-era whipping house, and 1 is a full-throated feminist primal scream inspired by Mary Wollstonecraft. So, needless to say, they are not conventional Regency fare, and I was not really sure that anyone would like them. The Golden Heart showed me that there is an audience for these weird, imperfect books that are so very close to my heart, and gave me the confidence to nurture their weirdness and to feel free to make them completely and thoroughly my own, and a network of friends and mentors I knew would support them no matter what happened, and the access to support that goal. Without the Golden Heart, without my final last year, there's no way that I would have, it's now called The Duke, I attempted, but this book wouldn't be coming out in 2 weeks, and I would not have this opportunity. So as RWA examines how to be more useful and inclusive to a broader swath of unpublished authors, which is a mission that is so important, I hope that whatever the Golden Heart becomes, it will retain this soul. For I can think of no better beacon of hope and light to those of us toiling in solitude, hoping our books might someday breathe air. So thank you so much. Thank you to my mom and my husband and my agent Sarah Younger and the Persisters and the Rebels and RWA. Thank you very much.
The mainstream fiction with a central romance, Golden Heart finalists are Birds of a Feather by Anna Murray, The Brass Queen by Elizabeth Chatsworth, Circle in Time by Susan J. Bickford, Jane Darling's Rules of Inheritance by Megan McGee, Keeping the Peace by Brenda Lauder, Midnight on Topanga Canyon Boulevard by Gabrielle Luthi, Veiled Intent by Janet Jimenez, Wild Women in the Blues by Denny S. Bryce, The Golden Heart for mainstream fiction with a central romance goes to Birds of a Feather by Anna Murray,
So, My heroine is a real bitch. She's funny, she's resourceful, and she gives up everything that's important to her to do something that really matters for the world. But she's still a bitch. And as many out there know, the world is kind of tough on non-standard heroines. Actually, the world is kind of tough on non-standard female anything. You know, you can have all the jerky male narrators you can count, from Holden Caulfield to Humbert Humbert to Alexander Portnoy. But heroines? So I'd like to thank the Golden Heart and the RWA for acknowledging a book that pushes the boundaries on what it means to be a heroine. Now, a word about heroes for just a moment. My father went into heart surgery this morning. And on Monday, when we learned he would have to have surgery, and it would have to be today, he said, "Honey, you have to go." So I'm here. And a couple of hours ago, I learned that he's out and the procedure was a success. With him the whole time was my husband, Chris. Feeding him Oreos, I understand. So, in addition to thanking the Golden Heart, the RWA, my Persister sisters, I'd like to thank the two men who are the heroes of this story that's happening to me right now. My husband, Chris, and my father, Frank. Thank you.
The finalists for the Golden Heart in Paranormal Romance are Awakening the Blades by Alexia Chantel, The Demons in the Details by Jeannie Oates Estridge, Freeing Eden by Ginger Kenny, House of Ash and Brimstone by Megan Starks, Inherent Lies by Alicia Anthony, Gin on the Rocks by Kay Hudson, Leap of Faith by Kimberly McCarran, The Golden Heart for Paranormal Romance goes to Gin on the Rocks by Kay Hudson,
You may have noticed I'm stunned and totally surprised. Well, my goodness. I have to say, I lost my husband, my hero, a number of years ago. And all of my friends these days are people I met through RWA. My Golden Heart sisters, and I support every word anyone has said today about the Golden Heart, the Starcatchers, the Firebirds, the Lucky 13s, and the Persisters. Apparently the fourth time is the charm. And my brick and mortar groups, Houston Bay Area, which was the first, my first friends in RWA, and West Houston, another fine group. A lot of them are here today. Joanne Banker, my BFF and running buddy. Leslie Marshman and Sarah Hudson, my HBA fellow finalists. Jerry Bartlett, who just nags me, bless her heart, and takes me shopping. Nina Bangs, Cheryl Boland. There are more of you here, but Donna Malloy. I never get through everybody. And it's just, this is just, wow. And thanks to RWA, whatever happens with the Golden Heart, you've always, this organization supports us and loves us and brings us together and reminds us every year and every month at our chapter meetings what a power women are. And forgive me, I know there are some guys here, but this is mostly women, and we're here to support each other and love each other and make the world just a little happier. And my God, I made somebody laugh.
The Romantic Suspense Golden Heart finalists are Deadly Aim by Tracy Brody, Extreme Fear by Pamela Varnado, Fair Haven by Laura Connor Kessner, Fearless by Marty Mayberry, Good Over Evil by Leslie Marshman, Lovely Digits by Jeannie Englert, The Golden Heart for Romantic Suspense goes to Extreme Fear by Pamela Varnado.
Wow, I am so shocked and excited and nervous. I did write a speech. Now I just have to remember it. I am so honored to receive the Golden Heart Award. It means so much to me. And I'm grateful to be a finalist among so many wonderful writers and persisters. We all wonderful writers, we all rock, we're great, and we're destined for greatness. I would like to thank RWA and Georgia Romance Writers. Both organizations provided me with a roadmap when I was floundering as to who to submit to, what to do. They provided me a roadmap that led me to this stage today. And also, I have to thank my critique partners, who without their support and encouragement, I wouldn't be here. And thank you, Connie Gillum, Mary Barfield, Sharina Harris, and LaShawn Hill. And last, I would like to thank my future editor and agent. I don't know who you are yet, but thank you for believing in me. Thank you, everyone.
The finalists for the Golden Heart in Young Adult Romance are All Our Broken Pieces by T.L. Sumner, Engineering Kit Sinclair by Lana Pattinson, Loving Outside the Lines by Kimberly McCarran, Mouthful by C.R. Grissom, Our Red String by Kimberly McCarran. The Golden Heart for Young Adult Romance goes to Mouthful by C.R. Grissom.
So many of you. Oh my goodness. I obviously did not expect this in the least. So let's see if I can do this without breaking down in the middle. First, I'd like to thank my husband, Dave, who's watching right now, and my boys, Ryan and Connor. They're on vacation somewhere in San Diego, and they've stopped to watch this telecast, and it's just really pretty amazing. So thanks, babe. My family puts up with all my nonsense, living inside my head, begging off from every social event because, you know, you're on your deadline, even though I don't have an agent or an editor either. So it's self-imposed. But the ever-present mania that surrounds an unpublished author and published authors, we're crazy. My sister Judy for always believing in me, especially when I stop. My critique partners, Shauna Kelly, Christina Hovland, Sarah Morgenthaler, Dylan Crush, Renee Ann Miller, Diane Holliday, Anna Morgan, and Jeanette Fox. I want to thank L.A. Mitchell for believing in me and for not giving up on my story. I want to thank the Rebels and the Golden Network for being my village and support system. And of course, this year's class, the Persisters. You guys are amazing. Thank you to the judges in both the first and the final rounds, because without first round judges, I wouldn't be in the final round. So thank you so much for believing in my story. And this contest has always been a beacon for unpublished authors like me. It's the milestone, it's the next step. And I have faith that as an organization, we can find a way to improve and make the contest even more amazing and relevant. Thank you all. Let's stay golden, RWA.
Congratulations to all the 2018 Golden Heart winners. And don't forget to join us tonight at the 2018 Rita Awards ceremony. Goodbye.